Ren walked away. We'll start with Scrappy. I sent you the pit fighting, so I do plan on adding to the pit fighting the some rewards for a claim. Usually in factions, there's some rewards. It can be used to cover, excuse me, to cover entry fees as well. But it will. I'll take a look at adding something in. But for the short term, my intention is to go ahead with the rolls, get things done tonight in terms of what downtime activities we're going to do, and then I will finish with any type of benefits. For now, I intend to keep the acclaim essentially functioning just like archaeology and art and fame. And that is each point of acclaim can be essentially leveraged into 50 gold worth of patronage. I just haven't typed it in. So if you have 2 acclaim, you can use that for worth 100 gold of patronage to pay your entry fees, things like that.
Okay.
And it's not like use or lose. So if you have 1 acclaim and it covers 15 gold for a back alley ring, you still have the difference. That's something you're going to have to track on your own.
Okay.
But so diving in for yours, I'll keep some notes and I'll send you a copy. I'm sending everybody the actual breakdown. But for you, you have 0 acclaim. You need to
Yeah.
track that. The best place to track it in Fantasy Grounds is the notes tab of your character sheet, or I think that's the best place, isn't it? Anybody have a better
Yeah.
place?
No, it's the note.
You can always, I would put it on your character sheet, but that's up to you. So you don't have much of a choice in terms of starting location. I'm going to send the pit fighting in the Discord so people can grab it should they desire and follow along. But as a pit fighter with 0 acclaim, you can only start in back alley rings.
Yep.
I'm going to change Tavern Brawl to Fight Club because Brawl sounds like it's just like a fight. So I'm still tweaking things. You damn well better have passed.
Yeah, I passed.
Good. What class was it?
Congratulations.
I had 3, technically 4. One was a project though, so that was just like our final capstone project. So I had 3 classes. One was on electric vehicles. I just got that mark back today. And one was they're 2 classes are very similar. They have very similar names. One's like controls of power electronics in power transmission systems, and the other one's like switchgear protections. Yeah, so I passed everything though, with flying colors because I'm a fucking genius.
It's true.
Nice.
Got 104% on one of my finals actually, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
That's nice.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. So your choice is back alley ring or back alley ring.
Yeah.
So you will pay the upfront cost of 15 gold.
Right.
And the settlement, I'm still tweaking the wording because I didn't like the settlement aspect. But the factor of 2, you spend at least that much time training. And so 1 work week is required. That's your training, your registration, familiarization, things like that. For you, it's obviously in here. So the training factor, you can invest additional time if you desire, and for every work week beyond the required, you can get up to a +1.
All
And
right.
so you have to spend 1 work week. You say you have 10, you can spend up to 2 more training for it. And it would grant you a +1 for each of those additional weeks. But it would also use up 3 of your work weeks instead of 1, but give you a better chance.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just hedge my bets there. Better my odds. Don't see why I wouldn't be why Jack wouldn't be training. Anyway.
Okay, so 3 weeks, that gives you a bonus. So take off the 15 gold.
Already
That's how
did.
much you invest.
Yep.
Then, when it comes down to it, you get to pick your fighting style. I don't know what you picked. Your fighting style is going to be either athletics or acrobatics. I'll let you pick which one of those you prefer. Then you would get the what's that?
Guess it doesn't really matter. They're both +4, so I guess I'll go with
So,
acrobatics for now.
and you'll get a +2 for the extra 3 weeks.
All right.
I'm trying to keep my notes as well. So it'll be a series of 3 rolls. The DC is 15.
All right. So we got first roll, second roll, third roll.
Okay. So I need to catch up here. So you're doing pit fighting. So you spent work week 1 through 3.
Yep.
I'll have to clean this up for you, but I'm just making notes. So what that results in, and did you get the +2 onto all of those as well?
I didn't add the +2 onto those, but
I will modify
yeah.
it. Okay. So with that, the result is you come in first place, you gain 3 acclaim, and you get 30 gold.
All right. Cool. All right.
So if you wish to continue to compete or spend your time on another,
I think I'll go ahead and I'll do my alternate thing where he does basically training for showing off in public, doing like training, uh, parkour demonstrations, kind of doing
the art and fame.
yeah, showing off for art and fame. Yeah.
Okay, so for that, I'm going to share that as well so that everybody can see. You're going to be able to function these separately. So make sure you separate them in your character sheet. But
Right.
art and fame, so there's 2 parts of art and fame. I assume you don't just go out and just randomly jump around
Not
and
really.
all
No.
that. You actually are doing something that is done for entertainment purposes of the crowd. Correct?
Yeah, like he originally starts going out and just like doing his runs, but then he kind of has an idea. Hey, maybe I could show off for money.
So let me see that. That was not the right button. I hit the wrong button. All day is ruined. No, I'm just kidding. It's not ruined.
Yeah, I just imagine him doing like his general training, and he happens to like catch an eye of someone as he's like running past, and it just kind of strikes an idea like, hey, maybe I can, catch some attention to people, just doing this for, performance thing.
So if you're just, I mean,
The idea is that if the pit fighting doesn't work out, his backup plan is basically doing performance art.
so that's the difference.
Yeah.
Art requires you to spend the time, trying to think how to phrase it, writing planning or whatever you wish to call it, but essentially where you are operating for the purposes of producing a piece of art, whether it's a painting, a symphony, a parkour performance. You know, if you go to a show, a variety show, and someone's doing a performance, they practiced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in that case, let me
So
let me reflavor it like this. What if he's like going through like one of the residential areas, and he's overhearing someone, you know, basically busting out a beat on a like pair of bongos or something like that, and just he sort of while listening, just kind of starts to sway with the beat, and just sort of subconsciously plots out dance moves in his head, and just starts grooving along. And then the idea comes
so
to him, maybe I could do this for, has a
so that would be considered work.
okay.
It's a downtime activity of work. It's super simple. It covers your lifestyle expenses.
Hmm.
So basically, what you do is you would spend a work week, one work week, doing it. You would do a check associated with it. For you, I'll leave it up to you. It would be in this case, it would be either performance or acrobatics because parkour being acrobatics.
Yeah.
And then
Alright.
based on the result, I have that already up. So you would just need to make that check for the first week.
Alright. I can do another acrobatics check, that won't be an issue. So so that would be my acrobatics for the work week doing
Let's see.
okay.
So for the acrobatics on, so you make enough for to cover a modest lifestyle.
Alright.
A modest lifestyle for the week is 10 gold.
Alright.
You're gonna have to pay for the lifestyle cost. I'm
Oh yeah.
just trying to keep notes right now. So work week 4. I don't even know how to spell parkour. I think I got it right.
Parkour. I'll type it in the Discord.
I already got it.
Oh.
I guessed it and it worked. Okay, so work week 5. What are you looking to do? You wanting to do more pit fighting or to do more parkour?
More parkour.
All right, need another performance or
Oh, and he falls and trips and falls flat on his face. Ow.
I mean, you always make a little.
Yeah.
Make a lot, but it comes out to be 2 gold.
It was pity change.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
It's about 2 silver a day. All right.
Yep.
6. What do you want to do?
Third verse, same as the first. We'll go ahead and do some more performance art.
Okay.
Oh, I did even worse.
So you still come up. This time only 1 gold earned.
Uh,
So you have 4 more weeks.
At this point, he's just gonna figure that if he's gonna just embarrass himself, he might as well go ahead and do so in the ring where he's actually good at it. So.
Okay. So you're still in the kind of back alley. You're making a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Up to 10. So it's only 1 week required. You can do weeks 7, 8, and 9 to get the +2.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and do some training on that.
Okay, so for weeks 7, 8, and 9, and a back alley pit fighting.
Yep.
And the results you're gonna do. You get the +2.
Yep. Where's the calculator? Because I want to pay my 15. All right. Worst comes to worst, I break even. It's essentially. All right. So, do I put the +2 in the miscellaneous kind of
You
here?
can, or just add it afterwards. You don't have
Alright.
to have it in there.
All right.
I'm writing down the total.
All right. Well, here we go. So first roll 6 or 10, I should say. Second roll.
Well, got it.
And third roll. Jesus.
So you compete in a pit fight. Apparently, they kind of get a solid understanding of your style, and you lose all 3 matches. You lose the tournament. You come in last place. You lose. You gain no money and no acclaim.
Ugh.
But you had fun. Maybe.
Well, like I said, at least at very least, I break even with what I had with my gold before I started doing this. Now you said I had.
1 week left.
He's just gonna rest and just nurse his wounds.
All right. So I'll just put down work week 10, resting. I will get you a copy of this here in a second. I want to move up.
He said he basically was doing 10 gold a week for modest living.
Well, if that's what you're choosing, it's 10
Yeah.
gold a week. So it's 100 gold if you choose to live on a modest life.
Okay. 'Cause I had 64 to start with on week 1. So I'm just trying to like calculate out how much I would have.
You earned 42, 43 in total.
In total. Okay.
Typically, adventurers end up, and to make it easier, has anybody, let me go through, Alanon, Ambrose, Oro, have any of you done your lifestyle expenses?
Mine was all covered by my faction work, I believe.
Yeah, I think I did mine already with my
Archaeology.
yeah.
Yes, because yours was covered in it. So for you, Scrappy, so for work week 1 through 3 and 7 through 9, so that's only going to be 4. So it's going to cost you, you only have to, because when you're pit fighting, all that's paid. That's part of that 15 gold.
Okay.
So work weeks 4, 5, 6, and 10, you would need to pay, but you have to pick the lifestyle you prefer. And I wouldn't advise going modest if you're broke, which you guys are. You're fairly new adventurers.
He'll go for the. Uh, who was it that was shacking up in the shed? Was that Alanon?
Alanon went into the woods, but
Oh.
yes,
Okay.
Who was doing the gardening?
Alanon.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the one that was in the shed.
Yeah.
Oh, then yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was shacking up in the shed. He did a
Yeah.
poor lifestyle.
Yeah. Jack could like just crash with him for a while. He ain't no stranger to gardens.
And I'm sending you the picture of it, Ben.
Yep.
I'll let you the result of the last one I accidentally sent after I edited it. It says first place. Obviously, it was last place.
Yeah.
I'll let you edit that.
Yep.
So that is your happy fun time. So I'll let you decide. For a poor lifestyle, it's 2 silver pieces per day, which comes out to 2 gold a day. So a work week. So 8 gold for the work week would still put you up 35 gold.
All right. So,
Would have been better had you not got your ass whipped in that last match, but unfortunately, you win some, you lose some, right?
yeah, that is true. Let's go ahead. All right, so then that should give him like 99 gold pieces altogether. Then at the end of the 10 weeks, if my math is correct. I have a sort of a running gag in my streams where it's like, never let it be said Mr. Ben could do basic arithmetic.
All right, so next is Ren.
Yeah,
I didn't know, or at least remember, what you intended to do.
probably because I didn't know we were doing downtime activities, and I wasn't
That
here the last 2 weeks. So
that explains it, but that is perfectly fine. There's a large list of them, and essentially, the expanded downtime activities and the general theme for all downtime activities are a couple decisions followed by some one or two or three, just a couple rolls, and then the results. And what you decide, whatever it is you decide to do, it can help you in a variety of ways. Making money is one of them. It's never going to make you as much money as adventuring would. It's not intended to make money like adventuring would. It's going to do stuff, make a little money, cover some of your living expenses, advance you in terms of if you join a faction, you can get special abilities. It can cover and develop your character. If you took a look at that thing I posted in Discord, it gives for Oro, for example, his character is an archaeologist. He spent his 10 weeks trying to excavate some stuff, and he successfully did. And he can wrap that into his background, develop his character in a way that is not pure murder hobo. Adds depth to your character if you want to keep the story going, and it bonds, makes the character more fun to play.
Yep.
I produce the results. I give you the numbers. You can write it, have ChatGPT write it, mix and match. It's totally up to you. So some of the options I have for downtime activity that I have personally wrote out. Working and earning a wage. Pretty straightforward. That one's really super easy. Joining a faction. I have rules for the Lord's Alliance now, Order of the Gauntlet, the Harpers, Emerald Enclave, and I have unique organ factions that I've written for. The Society of Sensation, which is a faction in what is that
Sickle.
damn city? Sigil. This one doesn't apply. This is a Thieves Guild. I have one for a Thieves Guild. The Silver Stars of Selune, which is actually present in Neverwinter, basically that faction. And then I have the Red Wizards of Thay.
Hmm.
I have running a business. You guys aren't there yet. Pit fighting, crafting magic items and non-magic items, buying and selling magic items, and art and fame and archaeology. Art and fame covers pretty much anything and everything. Uh, those tend to come in 2 phases. You spend your time crafting a piece of art, whether it's painting or the main one it was used in depth was a character who wanted to write symphonies and musical pieces. You craft it, and then Once you're done crafting it, you play it or perform it or present it. And then you have someone come along and say, hey, this is really cool. I'll pay you for it. You can regain some of your money, and then you gain fame. You can then turn around and use that fame to fund your next piece of art and your next piece of art.
Cool.
So
So
there's also a list of them. I'm going to read you real quick. Carousing, which is essentially going out and getting drunk.
yeah,
It's the most popular for between adventures. You spend money, you can make contacts is basically the benefit of that. I don't have an expanded version. I can write one for you, but not obviously tonight. But
Yep.
you essentially go out and get drunk and network and make contacts.
cool.
Crime.
Crime. Okay.
I have a couple. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Go ahead.
Gambling, crime, religious services, um, researching. You can actually do researching and training where you actually spend your time, pay your money, and learn a new language, gain proficiency with a new skill. Let's see, are there any more that I missed? I don't see any more. That's all I got.
Cool. So for Ren, he'll probably try to join the local thieves guild, if possible.
Okay.
And so he'll probably spend time helping them out with stuff, and possibly for his contact in Neverwinter, his criminal contact, whatever, helping them out.
Okay.
And probably, and then other parts probably just carousing if he's got nothing better to do.
So joining a faction is pretty involved.
Yep.
But it's very much something you can do. So to start with, you have to invest 5 solid work weeks at the very beginning, essentially disappearing into whatever training, whether it's the Lord's Alliance, the Emerald Enclave, the Thieves Guild. You go off, you spend 5 weeks doing your entry faction training.
Yep.
I am catching up my notes. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
Okay.
5 weeks faction training.
I'll make a note here. These dogs. My mom's dogs. I'm gonna. So I have a downtime activity that is being used for a thieves guild. It's not gonna have the same name. I have to tweak it for your specific use, but the generalities of my faction training are almost all the same. The differences are some of the names and some of the special abilities. So it is going to change, but none of that applies yet, and it will be fully modified by the time it applies to you.
Perfect.
So the first thing, you want to pull that up. This is a Thieves Guild one that I wrote out for someone else. So how it works is you spend your 5 weeks, you gain you get full membership, you get a sponsor, you receive full memberships, you get a colors, a signet ring, depending on a symbol that you hide, and then once you reach that rank, you gain the ability to undertake missions. I know I think it's like a 5-page document. If you scroll down to page 4, it says missions.
Yep.
See, so how they work is you're the first rank. You can only do challenge rating 1 or 2 missions. You roll a percentile dice to start with to pick whether you have a challenge rating 1 or 2 mission.
Okay.
Let's start with that, and I'll walk you through the first one. So you get a 53. That gives you a challenge rating 2 mission. I
Okay.
used to give them like types, but I decided to leave it generic so people could write their own. So if you were a healer, maybe you wanted it to be a healer mission. If you wanted to be an assassin, it'd be an assassination mission. If you wanted it to be a reconnoitering, a spy, you get to flavor it how you want for your character. That's kind of I've scaled these back to be generic so that you can fill in the details for your own character development. But the challenge rating 2 mission gives you the following information. The DC for your check is 19. You only have to pass it once. Failure costs you nothing but time.
Okay.
The 19 is also the cost of assets. So, what you're going to do when you make your check, when it comes time, you roll 1d20 plus your proficiency modifier, which is +2. Right now, DC of 19 is high. You're going to fail more missions than you. But what you can do is you can invest. The first week is work week is required. For any work week you spend past the first one, you get a +1. There's
Okay.
really no advantage to you saying, okay, I'm going to spend the first 3 weeks just trying to get that initial +2. That's just it's not worth it. It's you just gain a bit bonus as you go, so you roll for each one. So what you can do is invest money, and these are assets such as informants, hired mercenaries, special equipment, anything else you need based on the flavoring of the mission you choose. The assets cost 19 gold. They're equal to the DC. For each one you buy, you get a +1. So if you spend 19 gold, you get a +1 for that first roll. The second roll, if you fail the first one, gets another +1 for that time bonus. These two bonuses combined cannot exceed +10.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of. Yep.
It's a little convoluted. It's intended. That's why it's called expanded.
Yep.
Later on, there's a third factor, which is where you get a high enough rank, you get troops under your command, and you can actually assign them to give you bonuses too.
Okay.
So, the question for you is do you want to invest any money to giving yourself a bonus on your very first roll? My advice to you is no, unless you have a lot of money. I don't know how much money you have, but
They got. Yeah.
I would say no because you have 5 weeks to try.
Yeah.
So I would start with one. It's 1d20 plus your proficiency modifier. It's your first work week on a challenge rating 2 mission.
Where is my D20? It's a
That I can't
D12.
answer.
What the heck? That's weird. Where's my D20?
Obfuscated.
I have
If
like
you
up to a D12. This is weird. Where I've never had this before where I'm missing a D20.
if you right click,
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. It's just for some reason it was blocked out. Cool. Anyways. All right. So yeah, I only have 61 gold, so I'm not gonna buy any assets for this one. So yeah, I'm just gonna try.
so
Got it
that's
in one.
why. And if you're short on, generally the assets are great if you're short on time.
Yeah.
But you're not. So that's why I say not a big deal. So the first one, you got a 19. That's the DC. Mission success.
Fucking sweet.
So then you would with
So that
that,
was 5 weeks of training, and then that was my week of a
6.
mission, and that week 6. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I keep it written down,
Yeah.
and I'm
I'm
going to send
writing
it
it
to
down.
you, but that's up to you. So when you do that, you gain renown equal to the challenge rating. So you did a challenge rating 2 mission, and so you gain 2 renown. You need to save, that's within your organization.
Yep.
You need to keep that number. When
I
you
will.
reach 5 renown and the level requirement for rank 2, for example, is you don't have a rank requirement, then you get level up, then you get ranked up. Rank 3 requires level 5.
Okay, so I have to get 3 more renown. Yeah.
So then we start over. If you want to spend, you have 4 work weeks left, you would roll a D percentile dice to determine again. It's another challenge rating 2 mission. So then you decide whether you want to just do the roll raw, and you can add assets later if you want to add bonuses, but
Yeah. No, I'll just keep going straight for now, just because I'm so low anyways, and I got low amount of funds. Oh, sorry. What happened with the mission outcome? You just have more renown.
success
Okay, yeah.
gain 2 renown.
Cool. Yep. So I'm just gonna just make a note of my renown for myself. Cool. All right. I'm gonna try week 1 or week 7, I guess. Nope.
So week 8, same mission, but you get a +1 for the time. You
Yeah.
can just roll it. I'll add it in manually.
I'll add the 3. Sure. No.
So that'll be 8 and a.
Week 9.
Is that? Let me write that down. Was your
It was a.
and this is week 9.
Yep.
Let's see. That was. So for the week 9, you got a 14, or I'm sorry, that'd be a
15. 11 plus 4.
yes.
Perfect.
So you have 1 more week, and that's going to give you a +5 total.
Yep.
And so it's going to
Okay.
be up to you whether you want to invest any money. Do bear in mind 2 things. 1, you can use an inspiration.
Oh.
If
Okay.
you choose to not and you fail the mission, you don't lose anything, but you failed the mission and you lost. You don't lose anything but time.
Yep. That's fine.
So
I
right
don't
now
think
you
I'm
have
good.
a let's see, +1, 2, 3. So yeah, +5.
Yeah. So I don't
DC
think.
is 19.
Yeah. So I just have to roll a 14. I have 3 inspiration. I'm just gonna go for it because I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna save my money. Oh, okay, lucky roll, lucky roll. Nope, not that. Inspiration. There we go.
That's exactly what Mal did on his 10th week, I think, unless I'm mistaken.
Yep.
So that's a success. You gain 2 renown to a total of 4.
Perfect. And I'll flavor the missions later. For myself.
Well, I'll leave that up to you to flavor and share as you wish.
Yep.
How is the wee one?
Well, currently she's angry and fighting. Alex is upstairs taking a turn, and it's not going so great.
You know, sometimes it'd be that way.
I've been trying to get her to sleep for over an hour. I was like
You know,
in the crib, laying down with her, trying to get her to sleep, and Alex came up and was like, "You're squishing her. Get out."
so I was a stay-at-home dad for the first year of my son's life. And at the time, my wife was very like, as moms are, like it burns their soul to hear a baby cry. I get it.
Yep.
But I was a stay-at-home dad, and me and my son had a conversation. We're like, look, bro, you gotta take a nap. This is your time. And so I put his ass in bed, I put on noise canceling headphones, and he got a 2-hour nap whether he wanted one or not. And it infuriated her that she would, like, on her days off, I'd put him down for a nap and he would go straight to sleep. But when she tried to put him down in the morning or at night, he'd cry and she'd go get him and he'd sleep with us in a bassinet next to the bed.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure he cried for me. I just didn't hear it. Womp womp.
Yep. Did do what you had to do.
I was told I was cold-hearted.
It depends on the kid, honestly. Like if the kid responds well to that and it's not like traumatizing and they actually can like self-regulate in that moment, then it's not an issue.
He's a cunt now, so I don't know.
Might be an issue for you then.
All right. I sent you two. So, for the last but not least, the illustrious Rhiannon, for your downtime activity, like Tanner, I know that we didn't. You had baby duty. So downtime activities go in two formats, or I guess one format. It's time between adventures for your character to develop. We just had Ren spend 10 work weeks training and doing missions for a thieves guild for the explicit purpose of gaining renown, reputation, whatever you want to call it, in the thieves guild to kind of gain rank and influence and benefits. He's not really going to earn any money, but he will gain benefits.
Okay.
That's what he chose to do. Ambrose did the same thing, except for the opposite of a thieves guild, the Lord's Alliance. Alanon spent 5 work weeks working as a farmer, earned 75 gold, paid some money, paid his living expenses, and went and spent 5 weeks communing in nature, which is literally just him choosing to like write his story that way. Oro had me custom write a downtime activity, which was archaeology, and that comes in the form the format of downtime activities are pretty straightforward in that it's you decide what you're going to do, and then make 1 or 2 or 3 rolls, typically skill checks, and then that gives you the result. You take those raw numbers and you use them to write a story. I posted in Discord. If you look at it now or later, makes you happy. I went to Chat GPT with Eddie's. I posted what Eddie wrote in, or what Eddie's results were. Told Chat GPT, write me a little story, a short story that kind of gives me details. Give me a specific artifact that he found, and it spits something out. And then Eddie can take it, tweak it, however he wants, and then that develops his character in that way. The other one, Scrappy did pit fighting, and he worked as a parkour street performer. So that's kind of the direction people have taken. You will, depending on which downtime activity, may or may not have to spend money paying for your living expenses during this 10 weeks until you guys have something else. If you join a faction, they cover it. So some of the options you have that have actual systems, you do not have to do one. I have a player who doesn't like doing them. Some of the ones you have options of: join a faction. There's lots of factions. The Emerald Enclave is a druid specific faction. One of the advantages of joining a faction, even though you don't earn money, is you get essentially free magic items. So, for example, at rank 2, your insignia for the Emerald Enclave gains the powers of an uncommon magic item. You get to pick what it is. And then it goes up to rare. And you get some special powers that Emerald Enclave members gain. Fey Displacement as a bonus action. You can grant disadvantage on attack rolls against you until you take damage.
Yeah, none of it's game changing.
No, it's not game changing. So essentially, it's primarily done for you to develop your character outside of being a murder hobo.
Okay.
But the two paths tend to be little advantages or a little bit of money. You're never going to make as much money on a downtime activity as you're going to make fucking raiding a tomb. You're just not. But to list the things that you have options of quickly for you: working, joining a faction, Running a business doesn't apply yet, but a lot of players like to do that around level 8. Pit fighting, crafting non-magic or magic items. Eddie made a character who was a dwarf, became an armorer, I think. Very dwarvy. Just something he wanted to develop his character. This one doesn't apply right now. Buying and selling magic items. Art and fame covers a lot of stuff: painting, writing symphonies, a lot of bard stuff, but not just. Like you could use blacksmith tools to create a work of art that is a weapon non-functional. That is something. The cycle for art and fame is you create the thing, you present the thing, you regain some of your money, but you also gain fame as an artist. You transfer that fame into money to fund your next project, and then it creates a cycle where patronage is funding your next art project, and you can develop your character as an artist should you desire. Some of the ones that don't have written out expanded downtime activities by me, but I will write them out if you want to do this. Carousing, which amounts to getting drunk and making contacts. You make some rolls, I'd give you some contacts that you would know in the city. Lower class, middle class, upper class. Crime, it's an actual downtime activity. I shit you not. Robbing merchants, prosperous merchants, robbing people. You make the rolls, you steal shit. Gambling, it is what it is. Religious rites, there's not really any gain for that. Let's see, researching, you can learn information. You can spend that can have a story effect later, but you spend time learning something. But training is a big one. You can learn a new language, or you can learn skill in a proficiency in something new, a weapon, a set of tools, things like that. Realistically, what's that?
No, sorry, it was Ellie. I tapped the
Sorry.
sound button.
You're good. That's it. Those are the ones that exist right now. I saw your list, but I wasn't sure. You get 10 work weeks to spend. That's what everybody gets. And if you want some time to think about it, I absolutely have no issue with that. You and I can get together between games. It isn't something that you need to. What I don't want you to do is spend the last hour and a half trying to get your child to rest and be comfortable and rush down because you feel like you're missing the game and you're making people wait on you because you're not, and then feel pressured into picking something, wasting your 10 weeks just because you feel like you have to pick something, and then regret it later. I would
Okay, well,
vastly prefer you take time till you're comfortable, pick something that you want to develop your character doing, and we set aside the time to make that happen. That is not under pressure.
okay, I appreciate that.
If you already have it in mind, awesome. If you want to take some time to think about it, that's cool too.
So the list that I sent, I used ChatGPT to kind of help give me some ideas, and
Okay.
it did write out like crime and thievery and whatnot in some of those options, and I was like, I don't know if that necessarily makes any sense, but nothing. It didn't really outline anything else, so I might do a little bit more research on like certain downtime activities that would actually benefit my character and like bonuses that I would get from them.
Yes.
'Cause it doesn't feel right for her to join a faction just with how devoted to Saloon she is.
There's a
Believe it or not,
faction for the Salune.
believe it or not, in a previous game that was a 2-year game that ended, what is it, last year, Eddie? One of the characters was a werebear cleric of Salune, and he asked me to write a custom faction for the Silver Stars of Salune. And so I have a Saloon dedicated faction already written and tested.
Hmm. I would love to look into that.
I did research on all of the old books on what the ranks of previous mentioned ones were. So I will send it to you as soon as I fix all the typos that the new updated Google Drive is pointing out. First
All
off,
good, all
goodly
good.
bitch is not a typo. I put goodly lycanthropes. Disrespectful.
That is kind of disrespectful, actually.
I know. But the typo defend that had a random E on the end. So that is the Silver Stars of Selene. And so feel free to take a look. It has 5 ranks. Some of the abilities you would gain depending on when you reach the right rank. As a bonus action, you can channel Silver Fire of Selune and cause a melee weapon attack, dealing 3d6 radiant damage.
Oh, damn.
Like I said, they're useful, but they're not game changing. Lady's Fortune. When you make an ability check, you add 1d10 to that roll.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, I'll look through this and see.
So when you look it over, I mentioned this to Tanner. I modified all these because they, like, it'll say challenge rating 1 mission, challenge rating 2 mission, because my goal was to make them bland, so you fill in the details, because you and 3 other party members can all join the Silver Stars, and you may all want to do different missions. One of you might want to be an assassin, one of you might want to be a healer, one of you might want to be something else. So it's all up to you what you want to do. So there, when you read through, you'll notice there isn't a specific, it doesn't say what the mission is per se.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
So I'll leave that with you. Take your time, read over it. But that was, especially being dedicated to Selune, it was written for Selune.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
But I'll reach out to you in a day or two. We can link up sometime, or you can just roll some dice on your own and send me the results, and I'll send you the results. It doesn't even have to be in Fantasy Grounds. You don't have to sit down and dedicate time to it. Stick a D20 in your purse. We'll work it out. But that's all I got for you guys this week. We're going to pick up next week with the party coming back together after 10 work weeks. Like I said, guys, these results are up to you. Use ChatGPT. Don't use ChatGPT. Totally up to you how you want to use it. Develop your character. You guys are level 2, and I have this so far skeleton. I don't have it the whole thing written out, but I have the skeleton framework at least up to level 10, and I intend to go up to level 20 with these characters unless you guys decide to end them. So develop your characters in ways outside of combat because it makes them more fun to play in combat. You care more whether your character dies when you have a business at home to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely cool.
Makes sense.
But that's all I got for you. Have a glorious week. I will see you guys next Thursday. And I am staying on. I am going to go take a leak and switch computers. So I'm going to drop off Discord, but I will be back on Discord. I am not closing Fantasy Grounds. Last time I got in trouble. But I'll be back in a bit. Have a great week, guys.
All right.
Cool.
Have a good
Cool.
one, everyone.
Thank you, Tony.
Indeed.
Night, guys.
Good night. Night.
Later, y'all.